Hey there guys, so I just thought I'd do a quick final prediction video on the Zach Parker versus John Ryder fight. So in my opinion this fight is very competitive. It's very close to 50-50, and I wouldn't argue if anyone picked either guy to win, because it's a fight I believe both men can win. This fight is an acid test for Zach Parker, because he's obviously the prospect coming into this fight. He's got the undefeated record. He's looking to build up to get a title shot, and it's a very big step up. Now obviously Zach Parker, he's fought solid sort of gatekeepers like Vaughan Alexander, and he's fought solid domestic level guys like Marcus Morrison, but he's never fought anyone near the level of John Ryder, and he's never fought anyone with the world level experience that John Ryder has. So it's a very, very big step up. And it'll make or break him. If he wins this fight, then he's probably a future super middleweight champion, but if he loses, then maybe he's not at the level that I think he might be at. So yeah, it's a make or break fight for him, and obviously he's the much younger man, so he's a lot more unproven, because obviously John Ryder has fought world level guys before. He's fought ex-world champions like Danny Jacobs, Callum Smith and Rocky Fielding. He's fought Billy Joe Saunders as well, so he's got obviously bags of experience, while Zach Parker is still unproven. So for John Ryder, he has to, what he has to do to win the fight is he just has to do his usual. Try and get inside, try and rough Zach Parker up, try and win the rounds just by landing more punches on the inside and outworking Zach Parker. He probably needs to come in with a similar game plan than he did against Callum Smith. Obviously against Callum Smith, he obviously got inside on Callum Smith and he started roughing him up to the body. He started landing those hooks on the inside, and he gave Callum Smith a lot of problems. And personally, I had him winning that fight, like a lot of other people. And he did the same against Rocky Fielding, another taller guy, and he got inside on him, and I thought he won that fight as well. And obviously in his last fight against Danny Jacobs, a lot of people think that fight was a robbery. It wasn't. John Ryder won that fight clearly, and he just did what he usually does in that fight. He got inside, landing the hooks on the inside, and he roughed Danny Jacobs up, especially in the second half of the fight. So that's what he needs to do to Zach Parker. He needs to get inside on him, rough him up, and obviously we haven't seen Zach Parker against that sort of pressure before. Sorry, we haven't seen him against that sort of pressure before, because he's never fought anyone really like John Ryder, and he's never really been put under pressure like John Ryder will put him under pressure. So we'll see how Zach Parker responds to John Ryder's pressure, and if he's roughing him up on the inside, we'll see just what Zach Parker's made of. So for Zach Parker, he needs to try and keep John Ryder on the end of the jab. He needs to maintain the distance. He needs to maintain the distance a lot better than guys like Callum Smith did. Callum Smith, he didn't throw his jab consistently enough in that fight. What Callum Smith was doing, he was throwing the jab sometimes, but then as soon as John Ryder got close, it was like he abandoned trying to maintain the distance, and he just tried to have a tear up with John Ryder, which obviously went badly because John Ryder was a lot better on the inside. And that's something Zach Parker needs to avoid, because John Ryder's a lot better on the inside than he is. Zach Parker, he's not the most proficient on the inside. He's very much an outside fighter, so he needs to maintain the distance a lot better than Callum Smith did. And I think he can, personally, because I think Zach Parker is a better boxer than Callum Smith. I think he has a better jab, and I think he's better on the outside. Whereas Callum Smith, he sort of comes for a tear up. He's all about his left hook, and he's all about landing body shots on the inside. And I think Zach Parker will have a lot more success than Callum did. And I think the fight will be very close. I think it will be a very, very close fight. And I think it's going to be a 7-5 either way. And I favour Zach Parker to win the fight by a very close decision. I think it'll be a fight where some people think John Ryder's won. And I think it'll be a fight where some people think Zach Parker's won. And I favour Zach Parker to win 7-5 just by maintaining the distance and outboxing John Ryder from the outside. I don't see a stoppage either way. I think Zach Parker's the bigger puncher, but I think John Ryder's very, very tough. And I don't think he'll get stopped. And I don't see John Ryder stopping Zach Parker. So I'm going to go with Zach Parker by a very, very close decision. It might even be a split decision. But I think he'll get the benefit of the doubt, considering he is the A-side and Frank Warren's running the show. So let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching. God bless.